Hey peeps, how are you? Sutto from Sutto's Fishing. How's it going? Today I want to talk to you about a little bit about split rings on lures and hooks that they come with standard, and line twist. Very big thing that I know a lot of people know about, and I know a lot of people don't know about. So we're going to talk about that today, and I'm going to give you a bit of tutorial on how I do stuff. Because you don't want to be buying $22 lures like that lure there, for example. 22 bucks for the lure. Mad Action carries them all ridiculous. I've had a couple of these not split rings, sorry. Your hooks here, 4.5 kilo. I'll bend a standard hook. 4.5 kilo. I always test my drags. 1 second, just spin around here. So. Sorry about the mess here, peeps, but yeah, this is just old Sutto, just roughing it a bit, but it's another thing that I do is I always test my drags. So you pull that down, bang, that's 6.5 kilo of, not drag, but finger obviously, so that's just to show you. So I'll always preset a drag, depends where I'm fishing or what I'm doing, and I know that 100% them hooks there, 4.5, 5 kilo, they will break, bend anyway. So we're through that stage of things. So what you want to do is get yourself some, hold up a minute, you want to get yourself some good trebles. So hang on. So you want to get yourself some good trebles. BKK, love them, probably best in the market. You got your Raptor Z's. More of your Raptor Z's I've used out of there. Then you've got GT Rexes and your 5.0 and your 6.0s. Your trebles. I've taken that one off another lure. Okay, then we've got these here, which are your single hooks for stick baits. Yeah, just to get them kicking out a bit, which I'll explain a little bit more. So, swivels. This is to do with line twist, your swivels, okay? I know a lot of people have dramas with line swivels. People say, oh gee, that's too heavy. They're size 11, the 300-pound split rings. That's what I use on big stick baits, so forth. More BKK stuff there. This is the lure I done. Putting split rings and all that stuff on. So basically that lure there came basically hookless, split rings, none. Hooks, as I said, none. So I've basically done this all myself. So the tail, that's where that hook was. So it had 2 trebles. Okay, it wasn't, it's a sinking stick bait. Not very real fast, call it medium sinking stick bait. So as I was pulling it through the water and doing me strikes through the water, I was just jerking it like that. I noticed it wasn't darting as much. So what I done is I watched another fella, how he does stuff too, and yeah, it's Briggsy, shout out to you, brother. Yeah, it's, go and check his channel out, he's crazy as. So I'll just undo this for you. This is how I always keep stuff with hooks, because these hooks are just so sharp. So yeah, we do this here. So basically, that's how I set it up like that. So, 300-pound split rings and hooks that just, you're gonna hook whatever you want and pretty much be able to put 30 kilos of drag, whatever you want, whatever these little saltigas. I've got quite a few of these. This is the 14,000, but I'll show you in a minute anyway, but yeah, that's the 14,000. They hold 30 kilos of drag if you completely lock them. So yeah, so getting back to it, what I'm trying to get at is split rings. Don't lose a fish of a lifetime due to dirty old hooks. I'll say they're VMC or they're this, blah, 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 blah. I don't care what they've got to say. I know what happens and what doesn't happen. It's from dead set experience. So the way you want to do these ones is you need split ring pliers, okay? So, split ring pliers are in here. So the trusty old set of split ring pliers. These are for your bigger split rings. So these are 300-pound split rings. Not going to muck around too much, but yeah, as you can see, they open up like that, and yeah, that just bounces straight back. Where you can use these split ring pliers here if you're pretty handy with split rings pliers, but yeah, and you can even do little fellas like that there. But what I do have is, where's them little split ring pliers got in my little film gun? You know where they went, them little ones? Little fellas? They may be, just let me have a quick squeeze. Sorry guys, been out fishing today, so we'll just grab a few things out here from my bag here, which they should be by rights in here. So here they are here. Little set of split ring pliers, Wilson. Bloody beautiful, an elderly gentleman at Elks, Albury Wodonga, got me onto them. Absolutely cool as, but so that's basically how you want to set up your lures. That's 180 mil. That's for your tuna guys and all that, and big king fishermen, and you guys that want to fish for GTs or whatever. You know, 300 pound may say is an overkill. Using hooks like this is may say is an overkill, but at the end of the day, if I hook up to something, it's really not going to bother me. It's really not going to. So I know from starting from the magic end, you don't have to point over there, sweetheart, but yeah, starting from the magic end, which is this end, okay, all the way back through, I know there's only things that can go wrong from where this is connected, which what I normally do, this is where we go into line twist, peeps, and I'll show you a few little tricks to do with line twist. So this here, that's another little stick bait I'll set up. Just set up like that there, but this is where line twist comes into. See what I've done there? I've put a split ring on the front of it, you can see up close, and a swivel. These are, they spin right around like they just do 360. So basically, you might have a really nice rod that you love using, okay? And you might be right into jigging and so forth and whatever. You even get line twist when you're casting lures, so you might get line twist, and then all of a sudden you go to use that rod again and reel, and you'll pelt a lure out, and then it just everything, and you end up with a massive big knot. That's because of line twist. So what I should have done here with this lure, this was only just testing, so what I will do is I'll do it right here in front of you guys, so you can see what I'm doing. So on the front here, I open the split ring, and you should be very careful and do this. So split ring is on there. There we go, so split ring's on there. Okay, so you're probably wondering why have I put a split ring on the front. It's the same reason I put a split ring on that there. And so if I throw it, or if I let it sink down and I want to jig up with it. So what I haven't done, and this is a mistake, and this is what I've learned too, I've got some other ones here in this container. Sorry about this, big time's up, but I've got a lot of stuff everywhere. I'll show you exactly what I mean with swivels and all that sort of crap. So these are jigs. Okay, so I'll use my jigs a little bit different. Other people probably think completely different, but yeah. So you can set a split ring at the top there, which I will show you how to do it, but I'll show you on the bigger lure. So split ring on the top there. You can even put, what I might do is actually show you guys a little trick here. So we'll get this one out. Okay, so I'll use that lure there like that for the simple fact is that's just how, when I'm throwing for salmon or whatever, but salmon will flick a lure because it'll twist and it'll get caught like that, yeah? So a lot of people probably lost good salmon or whatever because it's twisted like that and the salmon's got off. So to stop that from happening, once again, we can just do this. We can just go to these little split rings, which these ones here 185 kilo. They're not split rings, sorry swivels people, sorry about that. I've had a long day, sorry peeps, I've had a very long day. So these little bad boys here are 189 kilo swivels. Probably think, gee, that's an overkill, but yeah, at the end of the day, you may think it's an overkill, but I'm not going to lose much from this end here and hook straightening because I got sick and tired of it. Absolutely sick and tired. Hook straightening, so we had to run a kingies, they're still going. Go by a lure, oh yeah, no, and it's not any particular tackle store, but a lot of people go, no, them hooks are good, they're good, rah, rah, but yeah, no, they're not. Trust me, they're not. So I'll take that off. Where are we? I'll take this off. That's the idea. I'll take this off and I'll show you another little trick you can do. And don't go losing big salmon. They do their nice big jump out of water. So we're going to take this off. This is a bit lighter split ring, this one. So, righto, so we take that off. Okay. And what we do here is we get, where's them little baby split rings? Hold up a second, peeps, I'll be back with you. What I'll do is I'll just use this one. So I've got stuff everywhere at the minute. I'm in the process of cleaning everything up, so sorry about that. Get this split ring off this one here. This is basically how you take them on, off, yeah, if they want to work, yeah, good on you. So as soon as your split ring gets really wide, you may as well say, okay then, well, and it's not clamping down properly, or shutting properly and it widens, you may as well get rid of it. Because some little things there, it'll just go straight through it, okay? So, what we're going to do here is, come here, get that split ring there. So this happens a lot, like, yeah, not what I'm doing, but losing fish, so salmon like to jump. This is a little trick that absolutely works a treat. A bit like barramundi, I suppose, but you wouldn't use this sort of, so this little trick I'm showing you is with barramundi. So, get the split ring off. See how it's widened there? The split ring will need to change anyway, so that's why I didn't worry about getting a brand new one. So, split ring goes on, like so. This is if you want to use single hooks or whatever for salmon. That's all I do. So, next thing, I'm going to put a swivel on. Seems like a lot of hassle or whatever, but you don't lose that big like 5 or 6 kilo salmon or whatever, just through stupidity or hook bending or straightening or whatever you want to call it. But this is a little trick here, Sutto style, that'll stop anything from twisting. So we've got that there. Split ring, swivel, split ring, and my hook. So make sure this hook goes up the right way. I'll probably put it on the wrong way, but anyway, happy days. It's all good. So we want to go, it's definitely going to go on the wrong way, so what we might do is try to start in from, just got to be very careful, that's why I'm being so delicate, because I'm on blood thinners, guys. The old jam tart's not the happiest, so. And I've even got something for you guys that like your soft plastics too, so. That should go on, not too bad. So this is set up. And once again, you see where I'm heading with it. There, I know that looks long and stupid and mightn't look much, but I guarantee you, get a salmon on that, that's just going to spin. So it's like there's no lockup. There's no lockup in that whatsoever. That's going to stop. So as soon as that salmon, as soon as that salmon's hooked, the beach, as soon as that's hooked, it's just going to twist. So you can flip and try and flip, and like before, gets caught, stops there. That's how their mouths are ripping, you lose them. That's going to stop it completely, utterly, just stop it. Okay, so that's one there. Now I have something else, so that's going to go both ways. It doesn't matter if the lure's upside down all that way, really. At the end of the day, it's going to go both ways. So now what I also do, I do exactly the same thing with, if I want to jig, if I'm off a big wharf or a jetty or something like that, and I've got a little grub on or something like that, or these soft plastics, you can go even the bigger soft plastics, there's in like, they're probably down there, but we use the fish arrows, these 9-inch gulps down here, Berkeley gulps, that one's there, so yeah. You can jig with them as well, you don't have to use them and work along the bottom, you can just pull them right up like that and jig. So this all reverts back to line twist. So what I do is what I've showed you on these little swivels here, connect them to a little split ring, and once again that just spins like that, it just spins and spins and spins. So that's going to prevent line twist, so you're not going to get no line twist whatsoever with that. That's guaranteed no line twist. That there, you shouldn't lose many salmon, but that's just how I hook mine up. So the simple fact is, yeah, that's how mine goes. So once again, taking off your split rings, and if you have a look at that split ring there, your camera mightn't pick it up, but see the space in there? That split ring there is just no good whatsoever. If you want to be pedantic and all that, but yeah, you could go with it if you want to, but you don't lose a fish of a lifetime through something so simple of changing a split ring. So this is how I do stuff. On a lot of my videos I really don't show you what I do and don't do, but you can't just hook with any hook. You've actually got to make sure you get the proper hooks. So you see that hook there? It's straight there where everything goes through. On my Gamakatsus here, these are just a little 6.0 that I muck about with. Just test hooks all the time. So you see that hook there? That's the hole there, that's where we put the line through. These ones here are jigging hooks. Jigging hooks and for lures, so yeah, that's where we're at with that. So I'll put these ones back. But yeah, so as you can see, them little bad boys there, they call us the Sesame or whatever, they're made in Japan. 189 kilos for them little ones. Sorry. That's what they rate up to before breakage, 189 kilos, so I'm pretty happy with them. They do what I need to do, so that's what I was explaining. Like, there's a lot of things you can do wrong, can't do wrong, or you know, there's a lot of people lose things and lose fish through basically just something so simple like that little rig there. I've lost so many salmon previously, years and years and years ago, through not just putting the swivel on there. Stops their mouth and just doesn't rip their mouth. These bad boys here, they go on this fella here. So to stop the line twist, once again, as I'll show you here. So I've got 189 kilo swivels. Once again, if I'm going to be chucking that lure for quite some time, what I'll do, peeps, I'll just take this one off. Then I'll have a swivel just to work with. Just that split ring there, as I said, see that? You see that little gap? It's just no good. It's not even worth. So that, and it's opening really easy, see that? So it's lost all the spring out of it. So, like that. Like that. Split ring gone. So I want to get the swivel off. So I'm going to go through here. So almost that lure there, that big lure, this one here, that lure there was 40 bucks or something like that, or 49 bucks with no hooks or trebles. So when you're spending, as you can see, these hooks, 16 bucks. These here are 39 for the GT Rex, and the Raptors are 24. So as you can see, your lure can be quite expensive, but at the end of the day, you spend 22 bucks on that and you lose a good fish just for your trebles, and you've got to change your treble anyway. So I prefer just to change your treble from day dot as soon as I get the lure. That one hasn't been done yet. That was just an experiment to show you guys of what I mean with hooks. And so got that swivel there, got him off. That one will go on here. So that stops all line twist, period. So I'll open him up. These are really heavy, you've got to be very careful with these. So that's opened up. That will only just fit through there. That's 189 kilo little swivel, so it's pretty cool. So such a little swivel that can support so much hurt on a fish. So it's getting through there. Yep, nearly done. Come on, one more, mate. Get that opened up a bit more. But that's what I mean using this big stuff, mate. You just got to be very, very careful with it. There we go. We're nearly getting there. We go. So there we go. It's not going to go there. It's not going to go there. It's just going to stay in a nice little sweet spot there. But that's all set up. That's finished now. That lure. That's completely done. So your knots, I'm not going to really get into because you can use a uni knot on the end of that. The Briggsy does. Check out Briggsy's uni knot, magic knot. Loop knots, yeah, you can get away with it, but yeah. So that's that lure done and dusted. But one thing before we go about this lure, you see how them two hooks sit down? You want them two down. Always down facing the belly like that there. So you split ring there, hook should be like that. Just better hook up. So two up, one down is how I call it. Okay, so we'll just quickly do this on camera, guys. About time I've done a how-to video, I think. So yeah, I try to keep me lures and all that like this because the simple fact is I've got little kids. They know not to touch my fish and stuff, but just in case they do, that's been used today, so that they can actually do with a bit of a wash. So I'm going to stick him over this side because I know it needs to be washed. So we spoke about line twist and that sort of garbage. Decoy, split rings, magic. There's also another company that do split rings, which is Gamatsu, or yeah, them sort of companies. See Decoy, I won't use nothing but Decoy for these little folders here. Decoy and BKK, they're the only two brands that I'll lay my hands on. Even this little fella, you get something big on that, that's a 1/4 ounce 5/0. You get something big enough on that there, it'll straighten it. I had one straighten yesterday on me. So yeah, hook, whatever it was, and yeah, just straighten the hook and just pop the hook. So, but yeah, that's how you set these little bad boys up. They're absolutely brilliant. Stops all line twists, so I can set off the big wharf or whatever and jig up and down, jig up and down, and then I can cast it out. I'm not going to have worries about line twists whatsoever, period. So yeah, that's another little stick bait that I muck about with now and again. But that split ring there, let's see what I mean. As soon as you see that or you've done that, piss it off. So this sort of lure, I haven't got the hooks. I'm still waiting on some to come actually. So these little ones here, these little fangs, BKK fangs, they're going to be a bit big. So you know what I mean. You want to try to match the lure up with your swimming lures. You want to try to match them up the best you can. Try to match them up just the best you can with these ones. But yeah, so I'll show you these little split rings here. So these little bad boys here, it just goes like that, goes like that. Keep threading it through. These are this elderly gentleman, Ray, from Elks. And another elderly gentleman that taught me an awful lot about fishing, not about luring. And I'd like to, God bless his soul, is Rex Milton from Tumby Bay. A lot of you might know him, a lot of you might not. But a lot of people that don't know, Rex was like a father to me. He taught me an awful lot about fishing, okay? We used to go to the groups and fish with him pretty much 7 days a week. Me and my wife did, so. Well, anyway, what I'm doing here, peeps, is taking these off because there's no way they're staying on that lure. That's a $22 lure, so I'm taking them off there, taking the split rings off, taking it all off. They'll be disposed of in a fashionable manner. Well, might let me 7-year-old play with them. Oh no, it's a birthday tomorrow, she turns 8, she can play with hooks. No, I'm just joking, just joking. So yeah, we're just finding this here. So, once again, these, if you can get your hands on these, some shops will have them, or they'll sell smaller ones, or you can get guys that are really good with, you can use the bigger split rings, pliers, and get away with it. But yeah, I certainly can't, because my eyes are buggered, as you can see. I'm trying to do this, and this is just a pain in the ass, but yeah. So we'll get him there, get this little fella off. And plus, as I said, I'm on blood thinners, so I don't really want to be getting a hook pricking my finger or anything like that, because it'll be pretty gory, and you guys don't need to see that. So we'll get him off. So there's my lure, beautiful. So what I'm going to do is I'll match him up. I'll match this little fella here up with some hooks and that when they come. I can even put a single in the rear, like that. Split ring, put a single on there, and put a treble here, and it's just going to kick. It's just going to, so what you basically can do, this thing here, it kicks magically if it's set right with hooks like that. So you want to match it up with hooks like that, but you want to check the gauge, the thickness of the hook, definitely the thickness of the hook. Okay, so something that big there, I'm expecting, like, if a king you got hold of him, like the way I set my lures up, well, king gets hold of him and I've got something like that on the rear end of him, well, pretty much, I don't think it's going to straighten that up, or that up there. So you can see where I'm heading here is, I'll lay the lure down, so I can go, oh, does that look too big, or does that one there look okay? So now you can have it like that, and think, well, yeah, that actually doesn't look too bad, really. Or you can put this little bad boy on there, which I think is a little bit small. What trebles I've run with that, might be okay. But the best thing to do is put it in the water, try it, and if you go a single with a treble, you watch the arse end of the lures will just kick. It'll just like whack, 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 and I'll have a really beautiful wide action, and it's just, yeah, they just make so much commotion through the water. So that's where we're at there, guys. So I suppose just wondering about a little bit of tackle that I use. So that's me hooks and all that sort of stuff that I use with lures. So this little bag I take out, just, yeah, basically I take this little bag out just, yeah, when I'm just going for a little fish. But when I'm really taking stuff out and all that, like leaders I use as well. Also, you want to pick a leader that you really, really like, and like something that's going to suit you, because and all varieties too, if you're like a serious fisherman. Okay, so we've got the little 40 pound in there. We've got the little FC rock leader, which is 30 pound there, all fluorocarbon obviously. Then we step it up to all these leaders that I run, which yeah, I'm still cleaning up, so don't stress too much, guys. I'm still cleaning stuff up from my last big trip, but yeah, so this is some of the leaders I use. Some of the leaders, so 50 pound there's your FC Wilson FC shock leader. FC's fluorocarbon. I think we all know that. This isn't fluorocarbon. This Varivus. but it is the best leader I've ever put fingers on. Thanks to Briggsy, love you man, thank you. So you've got to use it, like when you're doing an FG knot, that's what most of us guys at Flick Lures and that do. We use FG knots, we don't use uni knots, because the simple fact is, doing a uni knot, I just personally don't like. There's a lot of guys out there, YouTubers or whatever, might do braid it to their mono leader as a uni. No way in God's earth I'll do an FG knot. Briggsy does a Risciuto lock off, I do mine different. But there's no right or wrong way to do it, it's just got to make sure that it's cinched down and the FG knot's actually done properly. You can, I guess there is a wrong way to do it, is not do it properly, period, but yeah, if you know how to do an FG knot, I actually just do mine with my fingers and thread it through, and I'll show you in another video, but yeah. So that's the Varivest leader I use. So we've got the 50, 70, 100, 120, 150, I'm waiting on 220 to come, so that's some of the leader there, and it goes all the way down to 30 pound and 40 pound there with the fluorocarbon, so fluorocarbon stuff's there. But braid scissors, people go spending big bucks on these. Thanks Steve-O, spot on, Port Lincoln, pink ones, $6, 95. And I tell you what, they've been through the ring of these bad boys, and they're still cutting fine. They're still cutting really good. So want to get yourself a nice set of pliers like that. That's for, you can use them for split rings as well. Once if you sort of get a bit stuck with your bigger split rings, you can just go to a pair of them or something like that. It's probably a bit easier for you. Now, the reels that I use are Saltigas, that's all I use. It's Saltigas. 14,000 is just there. Funny. All my stuff's in my daughter's room. There's one Saltiga over there, but it's overhead. But that's my Saltigas there. So we've got the 18,000H, 18,000P, 20, 10, 14, and I've got the little Exist. So that's the reels I use. Simple fact is, if you hook up to something big, like you've seen on a few videos that I've done and all that, right? I've hooked up to rays and all that, and I've got my young fella quick grab some water. When they take off, eagle rays or whatever, or if you get something huge like a tuna, when they take off, mate, they're gonna peel, drag and peel, drag and peel, drag and peel, drag. It gets that hot that it can actually burn drag systems out. So that's why I've gone to the reels that I've gone to. They're not cheap, please trust me, they're not cheap. So that's basically why I do that. They heat up, but they've got really good heat expression. So yeah, that's where I'm at with it all, peeps. So I hope this video helps you all. Yeah, sorry it took so long, but yeah, I will fix that little lure up and I'll get some fish on him. So yeah, there's not much more I can really go through with you besides, yeah, what lures to use and all that sort of stuff. That's sort of your call where you live, whether you live north, south, west, you know, east coast. Yeah, depends what you want to do, but yeah, that's how I do a lot of stuff, and it's never failed me yet. So line twist, that there is just a beautiful setup there. That kicks like that stick back going through the water. We've been having a single hook. It just kicks. I swear to God, it was like Craig Lowndes doing a fucking burnout after he's won Bathurst. So anyway, peeps, so that's where I'm at with it all. I'm gonna love yous, leave yous. Much love, Sutto. I hope this video really helps you. Like, subscribe,